Ladies and gentlemen, and Pokemon fans of the world, Crasher Chase is back, and allow me to introduce to you another Pokemon X and Y analysis video featuring the what it looks like a parrot, very fluffy perfume bag known as Aromatisse. At, at first sight, I really did not know what the hell this Pokemon was supposed to be, but statistically, it's actually really, really awesome. So, with that said, I'm going to be going over things like its typing, ability, stats, and some set ideas. Let's do this. So with Aromatisse, its typing is that of Fairy, which is very good, as you are immune to Dragon, resistant to Bug, Dark, and Fighting, and weak to Steel and Poison, which thankfully are two not as common offensive types, but because of Fairy types running around, we just might be seeing a lot more Steel and Poison types being thrown around. As for the ability, it gets Healer, and what Healer does is it's an ability that works better in doubles or triples battles, and at the end of each turn, your partner has a 30% chance of being healed from their status, which is very good. However, its hidden ability is much, much better. It's known as Aroma Veil, which is new to this generation, and what this ability does is it protects you and your partners, if you're in doubles or triple battles, from any moves that affect their state of mind. So that means that it can't be attracted, it can't be taunted, it can't be tormented, and that right there is just incredible because now you can't be taunted, which it can be really, really frustrating for the other side if they try to taunt you and stop you from setting up. You're just going to keep setting up because you can't be taunted. Now, as for its stats, check it out. Base 101 HP, 72 attack, 72 defense. For special attack, base 99, special defense 89, and speed 29. So as you see here, its speed completely sucks. Its HP is fantastic. Its attack is okay. Defense is pretty good. Special attack is incredible, and special defense is really good. So you can tell that this Pokemon is meant to be tanky, but also dish out some serious damage in the process. So with that said, it's time to move on to its first set. So with this first set idea, I'm going to be opening up with a set that is meant to function under the effects of Trick Room. The nature we're going to be giving it is a quiet nature, and we're aiming to have 0 speed IVs, making you as slow as possible. And as for the ability, we're going to be using Aroma Veil because it's a more superior ability. As for the items, you can either go with Leftovers or Life Orb. Leftovers to increase survivability, and Life Orb to deal out more damage but whittle down your HP by 10% after each use. As for the EV spread, 252 are going into HP, 4 into defense, and 252 into special attack. As for the move set, it learns Trick Room. Yes. Like, aside from Musharna being the slowest Trick Room user, uh, this is a great thing to have because you, no matter what, you're going to be the fastest Pokemon on the field if your opponent's speed is not base 29 or below. And as for the second move, it gets Moonblast, which is pretty common amongst most fairy types, and it hits very, very hard. And the second move for choice is known as Psychic to deal with poison types very well. And if you're up against a Toxicroak, you are sure to one-shot this guy, even if he's holding a Payapa berry or if he's having a Focus Sash as an item, you're not going to knock him out in one hit. And the last move for choice is known as Hidden Power Ground, which altogether gives you as best a coverage as possible, as it is your only defense against steel types. Now, some moves to consider. I have Energy Ball and Thunderbolt. If you want to use that in place of like Hidden Power Ground or Psychic to target other types that you want, such as bulky water types, flying types, rock or ground types in the case of Energy Ball, then you're more than welcome to do so. But that's it for this set. It's time to move on to a more bulkier variation. So this next set here, I like to call the Florigist 2.0 set. And what this means is, because I highlighted that Florigist uses a set like this in one of my previous videos, Aromatisse does the exact same thing. So as for the nature, we're going to be using a calm nature to increase its special defense and lower its attack. As for the ability is going to be Aroma Veil so that you are no longer taunt, torment, or attract bait. The item for choice is Leftovers. And for the EV spread, 252 are going into HP, 252 into special defense, and 4 into speed, just to give you that one more speed point. And again, I reiterate, the reason that I put the leftovers into speed is if you are up against another Aromatisse that happens to be running a different spread and has no speed investment, you will always be outspeeding that Pokemon since you have that one more speed point, which can be pretty vital in a tough situation. As for the move set, it gets the Wish Protect combo, and with its base 101 HP, you're going to be healing up a ton of HP. It's a 2-turn move, hence why there's Protect there. Um, and the third move, well, before I move on to the third move, I should also say that Wish is something you can pass off to a weakened teammate. You switch them in, and they basically get uh, a lot of HP healed up. And with base 101 HP, you're going to be healing them up quite a bit. So with the third move is known as Aromatherapy, which basically is a move that heals up you and any of your teammates from status afflictions such as burn, paralysis, poison, sleep, freeze, whatever. And the last move we have is known as Moonblast, which is a solid move to have, and it prevents you from being total setup bait. Um, Now, moves to consider. I have Toxic, and if you want to throw that in over either Moonblast or Aromatherapy, you can. And the reason I suggest Moonblast is because since you can't be taunted, you're always going to be able to use non-damaging moves. So if you want to be a complete Toxic Staller with a bunch of utility, you can do that fearlessly. So that's all I have to say for this set. It's time to move on to yet another bulky spread. So this move set here is meant to be a full-on supportive set with the ability to throw up some screens. The nature we're going to be giving it is a bold nature to increase its physical defense and lower its uh, physical attack. Now, as for the ability, we have Aroma Veil once again being the more superior ability, which you can't be taunted, tormented, or attracted. The item for choice is going to be Light Clay, which increases the duration of screens being in effect. As for the EV spread, 252 are going into HP, 128 in defense, and 128 into special defense, giving you some well-rounded bulk so that you can take hits from the physical and special side. The move set, we have Reflect and Light Screen, and along with Light Clay, this is what makes the set. Reflect and Light Screen protects your opponents from damage from the physical and special side for 8 turns with the Light Clay boost, and the damage is reduced by half, which is incredible. And the next move that we have is known as Wish, and Wish is a 2-turn recovery move, so you could essentially throw up a Wish and then proceed to set up your screens and be healed up by the time you're hiding behind the screens. The next move that we have is Aromatherapy, which is, as I said before, a move that heals you from any status moves and also heals your team from any status moves. So, because of Aroma Veil, we're much capable of using a fully supportive set without any offensive attacks. Um, Now, moves to consider, we have Moonblast, Toxic, and Protect. Moonblast to give you a really solid move for offense. Toxic can be used in combination with either Wish or Protect. So if you want to opt out Aromatherapy and Wish and put in Toxic and Protect, you can do that. Or if you want to Toxic Wish stall someone, you can definitely do that as well. So that's all I gotta say about this set. But guess what, guys? We got just one more set for you. So stay tuned. So with this next set idea here is meant to make Aromatisse as offensively powerful as possible. The nature we're going to be giving it is a modest nature to increase its special attack and lower its physical attack. The ability is known as Aroma Veil, and the item for choice, you can either go with choice specs to lock you into a move but increase your special attack, life orb to give you the freedom to switch in between moves but at the cost of 10% of your HP, or leftovers to increase your survivability at the end of each turn. As for the EV spread, 252 are going into HP, 252 into special attack, and 4 into speed. As for the move set, we have Moonblast being its main stab move that hits extremely hard on its own, and it also has a 30% chance to lower your opponent's special attacks, so this move is extremely good. The next move that we have is known as Psychic, which gives you the best chance against the likes of poison types, namely Toxicroak, which is 4 times weak to Psychic type moves. The next move that we have is known as Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt allows you to hit bulky water types that would otherwise give you trouble. And the last move that we have is known as Hidden Power Ground to hit steel types for super effective damage. Now, some moves to consider. We have Energy Ball being here in place of Thunderbolt, so that you can not only hit bulky water types, but you can also hit bulky ground and rock types. And the next two moves is Calm Mind and Wish. Now, please, 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 please do not be an idiot and use a choice specs Calm Mind or choice specs Wish. That is not going to do you any good. Your best bet would be to use Life Orb and or left, or there's no and or, but you can't hold two items. Well, imagine if you could, that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, you can either go with Life Orb or Leftovers for Calm Mind and Wish in place of like Thunderbolt and Hidden Power Ground. Um, Now, an alternative spread that I have here, you can go with a more bulkier spread by giving it a bold nature to increase its physical defense and lower its attack. And the EV spread is 252 into HP, 252 into physical defense, and 4 into speed. And the move set is the Calm Mind and Wish combination. You throw up a wish and you start setting up. And then we have Moonblast and Psychic to give you some really decent coverage. And moves to consider, we have Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ground. 3 moves to consider if you are trying to specifically target a certain Pokemon that would be weak to any of these moves. But other than that, this is as good as it gets for Aromatisse and its offensive capabilities. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video, and I do apologize if I rambled a little bit, but I'm doing the best I can. So, this is Crasher Chase signing off. It's time to get my +6 bulk up on, so when I get home from the gym, I'll be doing a Pokemon analysis on what I like to call its counterpart, that being Slurpluff. Take care, guys.